Hello friends, what's up? It's time to play some awesome Arkham Horror. As you can see, we've got three rule books here, which I'm hoping will excite some of you because that means simply that it's time to play quite a massive game of Arkham Horror. And so I'm hoping that you'll enjoy this journey with me as we play Arkham Horror, the base game, Arkham Horror, the Dunwich expansion, and Arkham Horror, the Innsmouth Horror expansion. What's up, all? I'm Nez, and I am coming to you from my awesome, very unfinished basement here. As you can see, this has allowed me to have a pretty cool Arkham Horror setup on this old bar here. I've got, all of the crazy amounts of cards, the baseboard, and then over here there's the Dunwich board and the Innsmouth board. Over here allows me to play 4 investigators, which we'll be doing today. Yeah, and so it's a pretty fun setup. If I get the Kingsport board, I don't know what I'm going to do, but at the time being, these 3 boards are great. So why am I doing this? Why am I taking the time to record a Arkham Horror playthrough? One, because it's fun. I got into this game in large part because of The Lonesome Gamer and also Ricky Royal playing through the game, as well as Tragic, The Blathering. Those 3 videos were awesome. Really enjoyed it, really got into it, and this is now my favorite solo game. But what I'm finding is that there aren't really any playthroughs that have more than one big board expansion. In fact, I don't think I've seen Innsmouth in an actual video of Arkham Horror. So, yeah, those are the reasons why. So some of you, just to let you know a little history of myself. I'm a noob when it comes to Arkham Horror. I got it probably about actually 6 months ago now, but obviously the game's been out for it's going on a decade now. And there's a lot of conversation about which expansions are best and all of that. So my thoughts, and something that I felt would be good to talk about at the beginning here, is play with the baseboard for quite a while. The baseboard is awesome, fun, lots of options, lots of opportunity to just enjoy the game. A lot of people say Dunwich is the next board or next expansion to get. I wouldn't disagree with that necessarily. What that does is it really allows the game to just open up. It has new cards across the board when it comes to the spells, skills, unique items, common items, allies, etc. So it does really kind of open up the game for us, which is great. But the Innsmouth, I was very excited about getting the Innsmouth Horror, and the main reason behind that is, the board's really cool. The Deep One story is really great. I like the kind of sense of doom that it really can add to a game, especially if stuff starts happening in Innsmouth. You just feel you have to get over there and take care of things. But I'll tell you what, the thing that I like about Arkham Horror so much is that it throws, every game is going to be completely different. And what I mean by that is, right here, we have a pile of 40 investigators and 20 ancient ones. So the Dunwich Horror expansion comes with 8 ancient, or 8, I'll backtrack. Comes with 8 investigators and 4 ancient ones, which helps. It adds a little bit of variety. But Innsmouth comes with 16 investigators and 8 new ancient ones. So it really just rounds out the game very, very well. So you never know what you're going to get. You're going to get some really cool teams. You're going to fight a lot of crazy different ancient evils. And just this combo in general is pretty sweet. I'm soon going to be adding Miskatonic Horror to kind of round out these expansions, and then also grab, I think the King in Yellow will be my first small box expansion. But regardless, this is something that I've enjoyed quite a bit, and I'd love to do a playthrough for you. So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about the overall mechanics of Arkham Horror. I'm just going to kind of jump right in because it is an older game, but I hope that this video will possibly get you excited about owning these 3 expansions and seeing how awesome it is to just get into it and enjoy playing a game with such variety and lots of different options. So the first thing, I've already set up the board quite a bit. A few things I want to let you know. I use a few sort of house rules that you're going to see throughout the game. One, I put the gates face down, just like Tragic does. I think that adds a little bit more intrigue to the game. And then you're going to see a couple others pop up throughout the game. I do use the recommendations from the Innsmouth and the Innsmouth Horror rule book, and we changed the outskirts and the monster limits just a little bit. But anyway, like I said, let's jump into one of my favorite parts of the game, and that is the picking of investigators and ancient ones. So I've already shuffled these up quite a bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll dice to see who is going to be part of this story that we are going through together. So what I've got here is a trusty 20-sided die. And what I do is I'm going to pick 4 investigators first. And the way to do that is, simply put, the 6-sided die. 1, 2, 3, I'm going to do the first 20, 4, 5, or 6, second 20, and then of course the 20-sided die. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Alright, so that's the 36th investigator. So just from the bottom, we go 40, 39, 38, 37, and 36. So our first investigator of this game is going to be Marie Lambeau. Alright, and I've played with her a couple times before. She is helpful in late game. What she does, and hopefully it zooms in here, she does. Once per game, at the start of your turn, you can remove 1 Doom token from the Ancient One's Doom track, which is awesome. She also has a 3rd hand for casting spells, so if you can get some good spells, she can do some damage. Let's read Marie's story really quick so we can, again, get into this game. And I'll preface, you have to have somewhat of an imagination to play Arkham Horror, a little bit. Just get into the game, get into the characters, get into what they... why they are, battling this ancient horror, what they've done in the past that's brought them here. It's important, and I like it quite a bit. So let's go ahead and read this. It says, Marie Lambeau always had a voice to die for. People called her the Smoky Velvet. They said she was born to sing jazz and that she had a magic touch, and maybe they were right. Once, Marie heard of a man who could make the dead dance when he played his trumpet. She never could do that. Her voice wasn't magic that way. But when people hear it, they like it. And just like her, and they like her, and that suits her just fine. Marie's grandmère just passed away. Why the old dame moved from New Orleans to Arkham, Marie never knew. Anyway, she never paid much attention to the stories people told about the woman. She just figured that they were jealous, but now she's sitting in Ma's boarding house, holding her grandmother's knife, and she can hear it singing with a voice like Smoky Velvet. That is Marie Lambeau, the French entertainer. So she's going to be the first and lead investigator in our party. By the way, I'm using a handheld iPhone. If the shaking gets too bad, I apologize in advance. So we got 30 seconds. Again, we have to start from the bottom. So I'll do that real quick like. 40, 39, or actually 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, and 32. We've got... This is just ridiculous. I've played probably 7 or 8 games of this setup. Hank Sampson has now been in 5 of them, which the odds are just ridiculous. Hank is a brute. He doesn't know what it's like to be scared. So let's read about him. As he was growing up on his parents' farm, it soon became obvious that Hank was more of a doer than a thinker. He wasn't stupid, exactly. He just didn't spend a lot of time thinking through things before he did them. A lot of the time, this tended to get him in trouble. Then again, sometimes it came in handy. Like it had last month when he heard cows panicking Picking up his shotgun, Hank rushed outside only to see some sort of giant buzzard thing attacking the cattle. Now, some might have questioned their own sanity at the sight, while others may have just fainted away in sheer horror, but Hank, he just took aim and blew the darn thing's head off. It only occurred to him later what wonder he had just seen. When Pa saw the corpse, he told Hank that they were going to take it to the professor he knew at Miskatonic University. So they crated it up, drove to the nearest train station, and hopped the train to Arkham. Only, things haven't gone so well since then. First, the crate vanished off the train, and then Pa went missing when he went to complain about the missing crate. As Hank grows tired of waiting at the general store, where his Pa told him to meet up if they got separated, he wonders if he might have to start doing a little thinking after all. So, again, just a brute. He starts off with food. I wish he started off with a shotgun. That would make things much easier, right? Alright, so both of those I've played with quite a bit. I'd love to get some new-ish investigators here, but... Alright, 24. I'm going to go from the top, and I'm going to put this down for just a quick second. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's a new dude. All right. William Yorick, the Gravedigger. All right. He is from Innsmouth, which is fun. Wow, monster trophies, clue tokens. Alright, cool. William York, the Gravedigger. If all of the world truly was a stage, then William York felt he had a bit part at best. After studying for years to become a Shakespearean actor, he found that dramatic monologues didn't put bread on the table. So, desperate for work, he had accepted a job as gravedigger. He figured that while gravedigging was an unusual job, there wasn't really anything wrong with it. After all, one of Shakespeare's best scenes involved a gravedigger. Sure, the work was hard and dirty, but William had never shied away from honest labor before. That, of course, pun intended, I guess, was before the weird corpses began turning up. Strange, inhuman things. They caused William's flesh to crawl and his palms to sweat. He began to see strangers watching him wherever he went, and he knew instinctively that taking the corpses to the university would be the last mistake he ever made. Which is why William finds himself in the pews at South Church. While he has never been a particularly religious man, he finds that Father Michael usually has good advice. Today, William feels like that can make all the difference in the world. William York. Alright. I always like seeing someone I haven't played with before. Then lastly, 20th. Oh no, it's the son of a bitch, Bob Jenkins. Jenkins is a salesman, and he's from the base game. And as a traveling salesman, Bob is always on the go. But yesterday, he saw something that made him decide to stay in Arkham and miss the train. While he was in the general store selling his wares, a rogue man came in and bought several items, paying with old gold coins. Astounded, Bob turned to the shopkeeper for an explanation, but the man just ignored his question, simply saying, "That happens sometimes." Now, Bob isn't leaving until he figures out where those gold coins came from. If he plays his cards right, maybe this will be the big score. Maybe he'll finally be able to retire and buy the boat that he's had his eye on and spend the rest of his days fishing in a tropical paradise. Then again, maybe Bob will finally come to see that all that glitters is not gold. Alright, that is our foursome. Our hopefully fearless foursome. It is just crazy how often Hank shows up in my games. Alright. Lastly, let's see who we're fighting here. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright. Gatanothoa. Oh, I like this guy. Alright. So, Gatanothoa, he stirs in slumber. Place the 8 visage tokens face down on the sheet. Each time an investigator gains 2 or more clue tokens at once, he must turn a visage token face up. And if it has Gatanothoa's face on it, he is devoured. If not, leave the token face up. And I love this. In general, as a solo variant, I don't let myself get new investigators. So something like Gatanothoa, who has the opportunity to devour, it just adds a lot of intrigue to the game. Lolgors and Mygos gain 2 toughness, and that is going to be the Ancient One in this battle. So that is a quick just setup of the characters. I'm going to need to do some shuffling, and I will be kind of setting up all the characters, and we'll come back and kind of learn what each of them start with and start this game.